Okay, recording has started. Um, if you are on this and you don't know who I am, I'm Amber Manquist. I'm interviewing Natasha Roberson today. I'm in Texas. She's in Michigan. We are super excited. For those of you that maybe don't know what 54321 is, we will go over that. For those of you that do know what it is, this is a refresher with some new tips. And also, I don't know about you, but here it is. It's the 1st of June. I have those moments in my year where I'm like on it. And then I'm like, like school, like that. May is, you've heard of Maycember and all of that. May is a really busy month, especially when your kids get older. And so May for me, I don't check out, but I'm definitely not as on the gas. And I don't realize it until I'm really off the gas, And so this for me is that I always have my own accountability refreshers at the end of and beginning of every month and ask myself, okay, what was I doing? What was I not doing? What could I have done better? Let's be honest, what didn't I do? And 54321 is a great daily activity accountability. I looked back and was like, I was checking some boxes, but I wasn't all in. And so that's just an honest leader moment. It happens. But the thing is, and I think for anybody that's successful, the thing to remember is you can always come back. You can always, you just have to hold yourself accountable and get back up on the horse. And by no means did I ever stop. I just know I'm very much one of those that I do hold myself accountable, and I do look back and go, okay, this wasn't good this was not a good Amber moment. And so I know that I can be better. I know that I can do better. And so I'm pulling this together to encourage y'all to do the same thing. We just launched Jamaica. Oh my gosh. So guys, if you want to get to Jamaica, there's a checklist that's been floating around. Natasha, did you make that?
James did, yeah.
Okay, well, I borrowed it from you, and then it made its way around. So thank you. But Jamaica, how do you get there? How do you make sure that you're getting those new customers, those new promoters, that you're hitting the rank required to get you there? Well, you need to do the daily do. You need to do the daily activities. And, I think, what was this, about a year ago that y'all kind of came?
I'd say good. I'd say it's a year, maybe a little further. Yeah.
A little over a year. Yeah. So, we've always, nothing has changed. We're still doing the same daily activities. They just came up with a way to make it a little simpler so that you don't have to overthink what you're doing on the daily basis. And I think it's pretty genius, and it's simple enough for anybody to do, whether you're in a corporate job, whether you have 10 kids, whether you travel on a regular basis. The 54321 is definitely something that can be done when you're putting your mind to it, and you can knock it off your list pretty quickly. You just have to be intentional about doing it. So I'm going to hand it over to Natasha now. At the end of the live or of the Zoom, we will be announcing our Team Thrive Stars June promo. I'm pretty darn excited about it. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's going to have to do with the 54321. So listen up, and we'll go from there. So Natasha, I'm going to have you just kind of take it away, and we'll go back and forth. But what are your thoughts? What do you do doing the 54321? I think we lost Natasha. I bet she's coming back. She was frozen, so she's probably coming back. Hang on. We'll let her know. Okay. So while we're waiting on Natasha to come back, she probably had like a disconnection of some sort. While we're waiting on her to come back, we'll just kind of chat about what your what the funnel activities should be anyway. And honestly, it's your daily activity is your personal activity. You're reaching out, you're following up. But the thing you want to remember to do is that it's always leading back to the Thrive experience, or now Thrive Skin. So you have to remember, once you've got these people after this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, after these daily activities, the thing that you want to remember to do is you're still utilizing the Lavelle fan page. Are you sharing those stories? Are you sharing other people's stories on a daily basis? Her power went out. She's coming back. Are you introducing them to other calls? Guys, the Thrive Experience calls, Lavelle Live calls every Tuesday and Thursday night, and Maria's Wednesday call. That call is always every Wednesday, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. It is always Thrive Experience driven. It is an amazing call to plug people into. So, that and the Lavelle corporate calls. And when we started this, that's what we did. We just plugged people into calls. We shared the calls with people because third-party validation is huge in this business. So you've got to remember, after doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, after doing the daily activity, at the same time. At that same time, what are you doing? Well, at that same time, you are still branding yourself a thriver. You are still sharing those stories. You're sharing those pictures. Guys, I had somebody that has no desire to thrive with me whatsoever, and I've been there and I've been sharing with them. But Thrive Skin, they're like, girl, that neck picture, like I need some of that in my life. Natasha, go ahead and unmute yourself and start talking so it'll pop you up.
Hey.
Hey. Okay, there she is. All right. So I was just there. Well, your power went out. Are you okay? Is it safe there? Storms?
It's sunshine and our power went out. I don't really know.
Tell Jeremy to get on that. Okay. So I was just sharing about third-party validation, sharing the stories, Thrive Skin, Thrive Experience, the different calls they can plug people into, because you still want to be doing that at the same time as doing this daily reach out activity, so that people are still seeing what being a thriver is and what it's about. So go ahead then and take over 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll just go back and forth.
Awesome. Yeah. To kind of, an easy way that I think about that is this is my income producing activities, and that's my way to stay connected and to get people connected. So it's like connection and action. So I keep them quite separate, kind of like what Amber was saying. We all have to dial into those calls. We all have to share those calls. We have to read those stories to stay grounded. We have to share those stories to share those amazing benefits and results that people will get. So that is I have those in two different buckets per se. So going into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is just the foundation, you guys. If you have big, audacious goals, 5 isn't going to cut it, right? So you want to take this foundation and increase it to what your needs are. So somebody who has a 60+ hour job, kids and sports happening, this is their foundation, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But if you're like, I'm going after 40K, 80K, 200K, and I'm a 4K or 12K, guess what? These numbers need to just increase a little bit. So just know that going into this is just your foundational structure. So for me, when we created this, it was with Beth Graves. She's an incredible mind. And we're just like, we got to have something simple, something that's duplicatable, something that's remember it, right? You want to be able to remember this when you're on vacation, you're on that summer weekend trip. What do I need to do? If it's complicated, we won't do it. So this kept it super simple. So 5 reach outs to 9 thrivers a day. So do those reach outs always look like, hey, I got a promo. Hey, Thrive Skin is here and things like that. No, it's building relationships. And if at that relationship point, it's time to talk about a promo or update them on your story, especially since you've had 3 weeks on Thrive Skin, probably going into 4 weeks now for most people. it's a great time to update them. Hey, I don't know if you've seen my before and after pictures of Thrive Skin. This is incredible. That's a great reach out to a non-thriver. So 5 reach outs, that's your number 5. These can be as simple as birthday. I mean, I love connecting with people on their birthdays. Guys, if you just go to your Facebook birthday, you're going to reach out to more than 5 people a day. I can guarantee you that, just their birthdays. So sending them a message, standing out in the crowd is the other way I like to think about my reach outs. Is I'm not just, reaching out to reach out. I want to make an impact, an impression, drive value, and make them laugh. So something exciting, fun, laugh, things like that gets them engaged with you. So you're looking for that reach out to create engagement. So that's 5. Amber, you want anything to add to 5? Reach out.
Unmuting. No, I like that you did touch on that, because I was going to piggyback on that it's not throwing up Thrive reaching out. It is the creating the relationships, because your follow-ups and your later connection, once those relationships have been created, are going to fall into place on that. And it can be a thing, like Natasha, I know it was you that said you set, is it a week or a month that you set so many friends on See First?
Every month I change that, because with your See First on Facebook, you can have up to 30 people that you see first. That means they're going to jump to the front of your newsfeed. When you open it up and scroll a bit, they're going to be your See First individuals. So I always put at least 20 of those 30 are going to be people I want to rekindle a relationship with. They don't know me enough, like me enough, or trust me enough yet to start thriving with me. So I want to create a stronger bond. That allows me to see them first in my newsfeed, and I can engage on their posts and like or heart and all those things on there. So they kind of pop up and it's automatic versus me searching them out.
And when you're doing that, those people can then be part of your 5 reach outs, because you're seeing stuff they're doing, and you can go, oh my goodness, Shannon, that beach looks amazing. Where did you go? Did you like that resort? What was your favorite thing? Like, just different questions. It's just chatting, right? Like, if you met a friend over coffee, what are you saying to them, kind of thing. So, all right, go on with.
I know, everybody, it's not weird. If you think you're like, I don't know what to say to this person, just be a human. Like, always go back to that human interaction, that contact, that communication. So let's jump down to 4. So on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, number 4 is 4 follow-ups. So in your follow-ups, that's people that are just starting Thrive Skin. They have a trial pack. They reached out to you a month ago and never ordered yet. Like today, one of my follow-ups was somebody who was ordering 2 days ago, still hadn't placed their order. So immediately I'm like, oh, this person's on my follow-up list. So it's 4 people that you're following up with. I like it always to be some way connected to the answering their question. So it can be Thrive related and just general relations. So if you post something on your social media from, like, say Thursday, you asked a question, you were asking people's advice, opinion, or things like that. So on Sunday of last week or Monday, I asked about mosquito spray for my kids, right? Because Jax it looked like he had chicken pox. I needed a solution. So guess what? I had 100 comments, and out of those 100 comments, I now can follow up with them with just a simple thank you. Like, oh my God. So it's a follow-up to their engagement. So you're just following up to a conversation, a question, or something that they posted to you. And I love to follow up with all my existing customers. So here's a schedule for you guys. On the 5th, we have auto ship. On the 15th, we have auto ship. And on the 25th, we have auto ship. So prior to the 5th, follow up with all those people that ordered between the 25th and the 5th of last month, right? Those people are who you're going to follow up with. And then same goes for the 15th and the 25th. You're constantly following up with people, whether it's 1 or whether it's 15 people. And then I look at it so that's that follow-up. But then I look at my promoters. And so now I have my level 1 promoters, which I divvy them up. And if you guys go to your reports, you'll see here's your list of level 1 promoters. So just follow up with them throughout the month. And you can say A's, B's, depending on how many personal enrolled you have, you can divvy them up throughout the entire month. So put those on your calendar. That's a follow-up, you guys. That's a reach out. That's following up and staying connected to people. Want to add anything?
Yes. Okay. So I love that because, sometimes we only think about follow-ups as with people that aren't thriving with us yet. Like you're wanting to help people that are thriving as customers. You want to help them thrive for free. So following up with them before their auto ship, checking in on them. How can we help you thrive for free? How can I help you help your friends feel as good as you do? Hey, how's your Thrive experience going? Are you, sleeping? What are you noticing? And, just having that conversation with them. And then, like you said, with promoters, just kind of touching base. Right now, you may have promoters that have checked out for a year, but Jamaica is here. Thrive Skin is here. It's great conversation starters, so you can follow up with that. But I also wanted to touch on follow-ups. If you're using birthdays as a reach out, you can use birthdays as a follow-up, because I like to do like the week after and be like, hey, how was your birthday? I saw you went to dinner. If they didn't post what they did you do something fun? Or, hey, how was it? And if they're older than me, I usually will say something like, so how is it being in 2 years? Or, hey, so 43 is great, 44 is better, like if they're younger than me, just chit-chatting, but you can use birthdays as a follow-up. So
yeah, that is a phenomenal idea. So immediately, because I play like what Paul has always said from the very beginning of my journey with Lavelle is use your calendar as a game board. That's another piece to the game is the birthday. And then 5 days later, they're back on the calendar with a follow-up. I always put an F for follow-up on my calendar. It tells me I have a guide on my calendar of why am I reaching out to this person? Oh, follow-up. Oh, birthday. Oh, yes. So guys, it's super easy if you stay on track with things.
Let's touch base on that really quick, because if you're just doing these to check the boxes, to do the reach outs, and that's fine, because doing the activity is going to bring in results, but you've got to be organized about it. Like if you're just following, or if you're just reaching out and then you don't know who you reached out to last week or yesterday, like you're not really going to have a good organized way to follow up. Now, I will tell you, so this one is just check boxes, okay? Mm-hmm. You can write on it. You can make notes on it. There are other ones, or you can have your own spiral notebook where you've got tabs. You put them in the calendar. I don't use a calendar anymore because I've gone completely digital and that took me like 3 years to go digital. So I finally went over, but I need to see and write down the names. So putting them follow-ups in my phone digital calendar, that doesn't work for me. It does not work for me. Using my family dates and activities, it works. But follow-ups for my business, I figured it out. It doesn't work for me. So I have to have them in either a planner, or I like really just using a notepad or a spiral notebook now, and I put little tabs in it. There's the recipe box. There's all kinds of ways. Just make sure you pick one and you're using it. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm very much like you. I have a kind of blended calendar where I'm online for events and appointments and stuff like that, but I am locked in for, stuff on my written down. So absolutely.
And you know what, let me say this real quick about that. Guys, I've probably tried 20 different ways. Like what worked for me in the beginning didn't work for me 2 years later. What I tried with Post-its worked for a year, didn't work, so it's okay to constantly be revolving, right? Like you just do what works for you in the moment of your life. Sometimes you can do it all on your calendar on your desk, but if your life the next year means now you're traveling and on the go, you can't take that desk calendar with you. It's not going to work. So it's okay to switch things up. You don't have to be concreted to what worked at one point that you can't stick with this time. So don't beat yourself up about, well, so-and-so does it this way, I have to do it this way. You do what works for you. And even if it's a change next year per this year, you just roll with it.
The biggest thing is you do it. Like, I've had conversations with people. They're like, yeah, I have a calendar. Do you use it? Well, kind of. Not really. I'm like, well, you can have a calendar in front of you, but if you're not using it, it's not going to work. So just make sure whatever you guys do choose, that you truly give it a chance by using it and learning how to work with it and make those tweaks like Amber was saying. So that was 4 follow-ups. Let's move on to 3. 3 is social media post or like stories. So staying consistent on social media will always win. It's it's like if you're a thriver and you are not consistent on social media, meaning do they even do it? Like I haven't even seen a picture of them on Flex Friday. Friday's our day that we share our DFT typically. Gosh, I haven't seen a Flex Friday picture in like 6 weeks. Are they still thriving? So guys, it's just that consistency. And now with stories, you can really share that lifestyle that we live in your stories. You can post taking your capsules. You can then share a boomerang with your lifestyle mix. You can show a picture, a selfie with the DFT. Then you have your lifestyle. So the stories are like a sneak peek into your life, your day-to-day stuff. And that's what we do. We thrive every single day. And then you can use your post, your timeline for value, for getting engagement, right? So the whole point of having your post, your actual post, is to create engagement, drive value, give people things that they want, recipes, or ask. This is like asking questions about things. We're in health and wellness, guys. We have a million questions we can ask on social media or give advice like, hey, I was reading this article. Hey, I want to share it with you guys. All those things can happen because it relates. It's relatable to who we are as thrivers. So, I mean, you want 3 of those minimum a day. And that's across Instagram, Facebook, if you're on Twitter. It just meaning stay consistent. What you got, Amber?
Well, I lost my cursor because I muted out just because in case there's noise in here. So, yeah, that's the thing is totally staying consistent, and if you have a day where your day got inundated with toddlers or spilled milk, or your boss was like having you do 12 more projects than typical that day, or whatever the scenario may be, and you do bedtimes, you get to the end of the night and you go to bed and you're like, crap, I didn't do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's okay. You can work it in, or you can start over tomorrow. I say, if you're at that point where your eyes won't stay open, then just go to bed. You need to go to bed. You need rest, right? But
your messages, because at that point, your messages are not going to be very great. Your post is just going to be to post, so it's probably going to be just nothing, really. So you're better off just taking that moment and waking up in the morning and starting a brand new day. Yeah.
Yes. And it's okay. So, I just wanted to say it because I remember a long time ago when I was doing a Bible study, and I had it was like toddler moms, and we had mentor moms, and I remember being like 2 days behind, and I was like, oh, I was trying to catch up. And she was like, listen, it's okay to start over tomorrow.
It's somebody's phone dinging.
To skip a day. Oh, hold on. Somebody is unmuted. If you can see that you're unmuted, go ahead and mute yourself. Natasha, you may have to unmute yourself when I mute everybody. Okay. All right. So you can't be just on yourself, right? You just have to be like, okay, I can start over tomorrow. I can be better tomorrow, and not giving yourself too much grief. Now, if you haven't done it in a week, girl, you need to get it together. Or guy, you need to go, okay, listen, I can't make excuses. I've got to work this in, even if it's only the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if it's only the minimal amounts, because it is simple enough to do. So, okay, move on.
Okay, so 3 social media posts. Share the stories from the fan page. On a night like you're exhausted or you're just having a crappy day, really, I'm not going to be creative with my words. So on days like that, I'm going to share a fan page story because they're already there and they're incredible. So you can use that as your consistent day post on days you just have no content. You're just like, today was just a shit show, really. So I'm just going to use a fan page story. So those are always there for you guys to use. And I encourage you to use those every single day. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But we'll get through 2 and 1. So
before and after is great to post at night too, because when those people can't sleep and they're scrolling and they're like, didn't use their eye cream and they're scrolling through, oh, that looks great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, yeah, absolutely.
That's a quick post.
Absolutely. I posted something in my story. This is just a little side note for you guys. I posted something last week and there was an incredible story on the fan page. And I saved the picture because it was a before and after picture. I saved the picture to my phone. I posted it in my stories. And I said, if you want to know what this woman did, message me. I didn't say anything what they were doing. It was incredible results. I got 6 messages from non-thrivers because people are seeing those stories. And they're like, okay, that picture, I went back and looked at it 4 or 5 times. I got to know what she did. These are people who have watched my journey for now almost 5 years. August will be 5 years. And they didn't have any idea that it was probably Thrive. I mean, it was crazy. But because I just posted that and they were doing the stories, they were clicking through, they wanted to know more. Curiosity will always kill those that are interested in that result that they're looking at.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. That's absolutely great. I'm sitting here writing that down. I'm like,
I was like, let's see if this works. I never did it before. Worked great.
Well, and I'll touch on social media too, and this goes into social media and follow-ups, and like what you said, posting about, what can I do for mosquitoes? So and you can follow up with those people, you can thank them and you can message them, but at the same time, those kind of posts, you use something that's helpful to you, but also you can then turn around and you can write down all those people that are commenting on your post, because a lot of times there are people that don't comment on anything else, and there are people that I thought died, and they show up because they have an opinion, and I'll write them down. I have a new list, I have a new list of who to interact with, who to reach out to, who to follow up with. Jason, if you didn't see his, he's funny, right? He said the post about do you eat ramen with a fork or a spoon? Obviously, it says soup on the package, so it's a spoon. But, he got so many comments and interaction on that post. I'll do posts about what's your favorite place to eat here, where, we're traveling, different things, because it's helpful to me, but then I also am getting people that are interacting. But y'all, that post that he did, 200 comments. And somebody even said, I'm just sitting here going, what the heck, the amount of comments on this post, the dumbest post ever. And yeah, so it's kind of funny, but that is a list, yes, a lot of those people were Thrivers, but they weren't all Thrivers. So it's a new list.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for engagement, because that's how your stuff gets seen more by the more than 1% of your friends list. So if you're not getting that engagement and those comments and things, then you got to just switch it up a little bit. It doesn't mean what you're doing isn't working, because people are watching, but you got to get a little bit more engagement randomly throughout the week. So just try to pull those things in. So I'm going to
interrupt you real quick. Yeah, I'm going to touch on that because you just said something that sparked something when you said, if it's not working, change it. I'm going to challenge you too, that just because something wasn't working at one point, that doesn't mean you can't try it again. Mm-hmm. Because, it's like, hey, you don't wear a winter coat in the summer, but that doesn't mean you don't ever wear a winter coat, you know? So there are times where sometimes people, they don't see your stuff, so they don't know what to tell you about how to use the Instapot. But then you could post next month, hey, what's your chicken Instapot recipes? And you're going to get 75, you know? So don't think, oh, well, I tried recipe posts, that didn't work for me. You know, like, just make sure that you're switching it up, but that you can also always try other things that might not have worked at one time.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and I was listening to Rob Sperry a couple weeks ago he was interviewing another network marketing guru that's not in the industry anymore, but is a trainer. And he was saying, okay, let's talk about in person, you know, how to recruit and talk to individuals face to face, and then this online space. And they said three connections where they've seen you, they've seen a transformation, they've heard your excitement, they know what you're doing is working. It takes 3 in-person, kind of on a phone or in person, before they're ready to make a decision on average. Online, it's up near 200 touches for that same person to say yes. So guys, if you're trying, you know, don't forget this stuff here can also be highly powerful, big time, using it in the voice, talking to people, getting together, following up, reaching out, all those things through a phone call, which is more personal than a voice message on Facebook. So it just does have quite a difference. So just always remember that too. If you have a chance to be in person, definitely do it that way.
Absolutely. All right. So let's go on. I'm going to let you go on to 2 and 1, and we'll just roll past that so that we.
So 2 new people added to your list or your network each day. How many of you see that little thing on Facebook that said, it says, they recommend you being friends with these people? Some of them make sense and some of them don't. I can find 2 people at least every single day in that list that are non-thrivers. And yes, I'm going to add friend and I'm going to send them a message. I don't just add them to add them. I'm going to connect with them. So I go and look at their Facebook. If it's somebody I want to connect with, then yes, I'll friend them and talk to them. If it's not, I'm not going there because there's so many people in this world. I don't need to just friend people to friend people. The other place that I will add people every single day to my network is in the groups that I love to be in, things that I'm passionate about, things that I'm doing. Right now, I just started a new nutritional program with my food journaling and stuff like that. So I'm in a brand new group and it's so empowering and inspirational. I'm seeing some people's comments and I'm like, man, I need to get to know her. Like, she's an incredible human. So I'm friending her and talking to her about this program. So I'm building relationships. So that's 2 new people per day that you're adding to your list or your network. It's people in your phone you haven't talked to yet that's in your contacts. It's family members or your new hairdresser, or it's the new UPS guy who, oh, you're a new driver. Okay, I need to add you to my list, right? All those things, those are people added to your list. So 2 per day. And then 1, reach out to your leadership. And guys, this is so important. Even where I am in this business, and same thing with Amber, we're every single day connecting to our leadership, because connection and staying connected in this business is so important and so powerful for your success. So connect with people every single day. Reach up to your upline. Reach up to an upline you have never spoke to, or you're scared to death to message, or they're too busy for me. We're not too busy for anybody. So that is what I use that 1 for, is it reminds me to reach up to Chastity, to Amber. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Mari in a while. And it's not always about business, guys. It's about relationships too. And then you can also turn it down into your leadership that you have in your team. So that 1 is just staying connected above and in your upline and your downline of your team.
Yes, I was going to say it can absolutely be within your organization as well, because, I only have 2 people above me. So I'm like, I can't talk to Mari and Tony every day. Like, hey, check it in.
I bet you do though.
Well, okay, but not necessarily like business-wise, so checking in, I like work it into within my organization as well. So, but okay.
But some of you might have 20 uplines.
Yeah.
Heck, there's one a day all month long.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm trying to activate this promo. Okay.
Is 2 better, Corey? Can you answer that over in the chat? She says I was a little confused with 2, but it makes sense. So I just want to make sure.
I think what you said, yeah, because she said that right after you explained it. She said, "Thank you."
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. I wanted to make sure on that.
Good,
all right,
Natasha.
so that is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go through this real quick. 5 reach outs, 4 follow-ups, 3 social media posts or stories, 2 people added to your list or network per day, and 1 reach up or down into your team.
Yes. Okay. So let's kind of just talk about that with the, okay, now you've done the checklist. You've written them down. Now what are you doing? You're saving those to follow up with in 7 to 10 days. You're saving those for in 2 weeks, whatever your time frame is, depending on who the person is. Make sure, guys, that you're keeping track of this. You need to have this organized, whether that's in a notebook, whether it's a poster board system, whatever it is for you, because I can't tell you the amount of times that when I started this business and I was on the go and super busy, and I would write stuff down on envelopes or whatever else, and then I would be like, oh my gosh, where is it? When did I talk to so and so? What did we talk about? Make sure that you've just got some organization there. And because here's the thing, this is your business. You've got to become organized. You've got to figure it out. Now, I am not a super organized person when it comes to papers and stuff. I'm just not. Natasha's really good at it. But it doesn't mean that you have to be this OCD organized person. It just means that you have to have a plan in place. You have to have something that works for you. So, okay. So with that, Natasha, is there any other little tidbits you want to say or anything before?
No, I do have, so many of you are going into the Instagram world, or you're trying to learn it, and it's so confusing and it's overwhelming and you're not sure what to post. You don't know what to do.
Instagram. We forgot the
right? Yeah. Well, we've already been going 37 minutes. So I already have a 30-minute training that I put together already. And it's taking the same thing with slightly different twists to it, because what works on Facebook doesn't always work on Instagram. So I did this training because it was the easiest way for me to understand it, for me to be consistent, for me to increase my engagement, my followers. And so I created this little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's my little cheat sheet here. But it's the same system. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's easy to remember. But it's slightly different for Instagram because that's a little bit of a different beast. But I keep it super simple. So we're going to share that link to that training for you guys to watch. So you can take notes, you can pause it, you can ask me questions, you can just send me a DM or a Facebook message, whatever works for you. And if you have questions about the training and things like that. So we don't want to keep you here forever, but that is a 30-minute training I did for Instagram 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. So we will share that and work that in. And then I'm trying to find my...
Oh, the promo. If y'all missed
promo.
I haven't seen the promo yet. You have to.
Yeah. I lost it. Okay. So stand by. Okay. So, because I didn't want to say it wrong, even though I made it up. Okay. So I'm launching a team-wide Team Thrive Stars 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge. Here's what's going to happen. There's going to be weekly prizes, and I send fun stuff. There's going to be weekly prizes. There's also going to be $500 given away at the end of the month to the top 3. I haven't decided how I'm divvying up that $500 yet, so I will be announcing the increments later, but the top 3 winners of the month of June for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we'll be splitting $500. Again, there will be weekly prizes. We are also going to do some random, some random drawing prizes throughout the month of June. So, because I don't want people to get discouraged with, oh, I know so-and-so does 20 reach outs a day. I can only do 5. I'm going to be doing random drawings as well, just for participation. So guys, why am I doing this? To help you, to encourage you to do the daily activity and also to turn it in. It is a really simple turn-in form. It's a Google form. You literally click the link and you just fill out this stuff. Like you fill out your totals. It's explainable on there. Also on the Google form will be this little breakdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm posting the graphic in Thrive Stars, but I just made the message active in your leader updates. So if you go to your cloud office, your leader updates has the breakdown of this promo, and it also has the Google form. It will be a different form every week, but it will be listed in that same leader update message, so you'll just go there. Guys, I think the biggest thing that we see when we as leaders do promos is that people don't turn it in. If you're doing the do and you're growing your business, take the couple of minutes to click the link and fill it out and turn it in and be eligible for prizes. Show us that you're doing that activity, because we don't know who is really wanting to run for ranks and run for Jamaica unless you let us know and let us know that you're doing the daily do. So with that, thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate you. Thanks, y'all, for taking time out on your Sunday evening. I hope you have a very blessed week. Go keep track of your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's see who the week's winners will be. Bye, y'all.